Guys, this might be really dark and I'm not sure how it's going to work because I'm just using the webcam in my laptop instead of pulling out my camera just because I really need to get these videos done. I haven't made one in a while, so here goes. The first book today that I want to review is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Let me just read the inside cover so you get an idea of what that's about first. Despite the tumor-shrinking medical miracle that has bought her a few years, Hazel has never been anything but terminal. Her final chapter inscribed her upon diagnosis. But when a gorgeous plot twist named Augustus Waters suddenly appears at the Cancer Kid support group, Hazel's story is about to be completely rewritten. So this book is a really cute kind of account for a relationship between two teenagers. One who is getting over a bout of cancer, where he had to get his leg amputated, and since then they've said that he's free of cancer. And so at that point he meets Hazel, who has cancer and is battling with that, as well as just being a teenager in general. I didn't know how I would feel about this book to begin with because I do know a few people in my family that have not survived cancer. So I wasn't sure if I'd want to read about a book about teenagers that have cancer, and there's a lot in this book because of the fact that they go to this support group. So you meet through Hazel and Augustus a lot of other individuals who are either battling from cancer or are survivors of cancer. But overall, I really enjoyed this book and would recommend it to anyone. This was the first book by John Green that I had read, so I can't really compare it to anything else he's written. But if anything that he's written is as good as this book was, I would definitely read another book by him. I probably will anyways, just to see how his style is, more general terms, I guess. Yeah, so I'd recommend this book to anyone. One thing I'm going to say is that there was a few times where events seemed to go the opposite way that I thought they would. So times where I thought something was going well and had expected it to keep going well, and something happened that changed the course of how it was going, and for good and for bad, both directions. So things that I thought were going to get worse ended up getting better, and things that I thought would just keep getting better ended up getting worse. So you never really knew what was going to happen next, because as is anything with life and the things that are thrown at people throughout their lifetime. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this book and would recommend it to anyone. So if you haven't already read it, I know a lot of people have. If you haven't, then I would definitely suggest picking it up at your local bookstore. I believe it's also available in audio, which would be also a neat idea to check out it in that way. I read it as a book, but I do like audiobooks as well. This book I ended up getting a signed copy, which was kind of neat too. I guess John Green signed a whole bunch of books, and depending on, he kind of figured out some system where he would sign them in different colors, and I guess there's more out of certain colors than others, for just like what ink he used to sign his name. In my copy, it is in green, which I guess is the most common, which kind of makes sense since his name is John Green. So signing in green would kind of be the most obvious choice, I guess. So it's not that common, but I still really like it, and because I didn't end up pre-ordering it, which seemed to be the way you got a signed copy, I was able to buy my signed copy from a local bookstore, just like off the shelf. So that was really neat. Yeah, so go out and try it. It's The Fault in Our Stars by John Green.